and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now a first carry for Derrick Henry. Space to maneuver at the 40. And he's going to get this into enemy territory at the 45. All told, it's an even 30 and a first down.
So much of this game is still mental, still psychological. Yeah, we just saw a big-time run right there, but you have to believe he was dreaming about this last night in his hotel room before this one, thinking, hey, first time I touch it, let's go for some big yardage and set a tone. That's exactly what he got done.
On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. So a tough early challenge here, 2nd and long after the sack. From the shotgun, Ryan. And he fends him off. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete. Kenny Stills, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
Love his pocket awareness, able to slip out of the sack. But once you take your eyes off the receivers, once your eyes come down and you see the rush, hard to get back downfield and find an open target. Fortunate, that one just wound up as an incomplete pass.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Got three down.
Out of the gun, it's Ryan. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. Just a 25-yard punt. Not what he was hoping for by any stretch. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
Down! Black 22! Black 22! Check. Two jet!
The former 2nd-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And room to run as he's up past the 35-yard line. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Green the line! Two jet!
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. Oh, the spin. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
Mixon with a 1st down carry. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
Man left, man left. 3 down, 10. Black 22. Black 22. Watch that, watch that, watch that.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. He'll wind up getting 11 on that one, and they're going to have a third down.
Look, the first down marker is out there, but sometimes it's hard to find for an offense when they're in a long yardage situation, which usually means throw the football. In this case, they went against the tendency and ran it, and boy, the reward was there. A big, big pickup, and guess what? It's now third and very short in order to try and pick up a first down.
Tight end's right. Watch tight. Tight end's right. 10. Blue 80. Blue 80. Tiger, tiger, tiger.
Tight dog, tight dog, tight dog.
2 jet. 2 jet.
And now with a play clock winding down, a whistle and possibly a false start. And a manageable third down becomes a lot less manageable. 3rd and 7 after the false start.
Hey, 4 down, 4 down. Motion.
Now it's Watson. And that is incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Now this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Colts offense now as they make their way onto the field. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Ryan. Almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on this first drive. Instead, 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Again from the 20 after the incompletion. Here's 2nd and 10. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Ryan. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs. He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you wonder, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Let's go.
So line of scrimmage, still the 39 on 2nd and 10.
Hey.
2nd and 10, it's Ryan again. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Defensive end gets in there that time. They were in a 4-3. What's the responsibility of the ends versus the tackles there, Charles?
Well, most of the time when you talk about the ends, they're your pass rushers. They're the guys that you turn loose to try and get to the guy who's going to throw the football. The tackles, usually more of the run-stuffing variety.
And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And that goes as a gain of 37 on third down. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. They'll throw on first down with Ryan. Steps away, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. DeMarcus Lawrence in there to sack him for a loss of 6. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Man, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center.
Hey, let's go.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down.
20. Let's go.
From the gun, it's Ryan. And he can't escape the pressure. Ryan goes down. Lawrence Guy in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that'll lead to a 4th down. Dan Bailey now for the field goal try. This from 54 yards away. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down.
Cut his right. Cut his right. Two jet. Check three. I got him, man.
They go play action here on first down. He sets to fire deep. And it's intercepted. Picked off by Landon Collins. And he'll bring this all the way up to the 45-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Good starting field position for the Colts as they have it 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. Now it's Ryan. He'll buy some time right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. DeMarcus Lawrence in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Back with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Colts in possession of the football to begin quarter number 2. But they face a 2nd and long to start things out.
Hey, let's go. Hey, gun.
Operating from the gun, Ryan. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. A good pickup there of 22.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential. But when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
Ready! Ready, Blue 80!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Ready! Wait, 25!
On 2nd down, here's Ryan. That is caught inside the 5. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty.
Hey, Tuesday! Ready, got it!
From the gun, Ryan. That's complete to Taywan Taylor. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. First connection there of the afternoon for those two, and it's good for a first down.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after?
let's
Able
go.
to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
Gun!
From the red zone now, here's Ryan on first down. Now they go screen, it's complete. And he'll get into... zone, touchdown, Indianapolis. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Colts are in for 6. Bailey got the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Martin, the punter, now out to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Jaguars offense now heads back onto the field. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now, and I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
Target! Richmond! Come back! Tiger! Come back! Hey!
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Now he's flushed out right. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. Khalil Mack able to get in there and drop him for a 2-yard loss. Now, following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12.
Double tight! 3 down! 2 jet! Hey, watch 28!
Oh, eluding the tackle. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And now running right through it. And all the way inside the 35 before he goes out of bounds. A big third down play there for the Jags. 45 yards on the ground. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
Hey, you got 3.
Here's a give to Mixon. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
We got 3, fellas, we got 3. 2 jet.
And the pitch goes to Mixon. And give him about 3 as he gets it down to the 22-yard line. And that's some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to 3rd down. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
And now prior to this 3rd and 1, we're going to get a timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter.
Tiger. Come back. Richmond.
Watson to throw on 3rd and 1. He's got Adams on the hookup. With a quick slant, good for 8 and a first.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
They'll run it now out of the gun. He takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. And this is going to be incomplete. Free safety, Clinton Dix, the man to make the play there on the defensive side.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
Watson going to stay out there as they'll go for it on 4th.
Come back.
Here we go on 4th. Watson. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. The Jags come up empty on 4th down. And the Colts are going to take over with a football. Now the Colts offense gets ready to head back on the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up 2nd. Now Ryan on 2nd down. And he's going to go down right near the goal line. The officials look at each other. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line. 1:58 to go in this first half of play. Back with more from Jacksonville. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
And he'll get it up to the 12-yard line here. And now the Jags going to signal for another timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And here now the punter, Martin, booming this one away. Out comes the Jaguar offense now as they get set to take over. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go-around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you've got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. Going for the deep ball. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at second down.
This defense is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing again is Watson. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. They were looking to get it to Kelvin Benjamin there, and it's 3rd down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. From the gun, here's Watson. Dancing to his left. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the 1st down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
Now, meanwhile, they go for it on 4th down, and my goodness, incomplete. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. They begin with Henry, able to push his way through, and he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a 1st down.
I remember watching Derrick Henry come out of Alabama and sitting with some scouts, and one of the debate points with him was, while at Bama, how often did he have to deal with contact near the line of scrimmage? They were so good up front that he often got to the 2nd level pretty easily. I think he's starting to answer those questions with runs like that. He's a physical guy.
They keep it with Henry on 1st down. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 1st half. On 2nd down, Ryan under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Demarcus Lawrence able to disrupt yet another pass play, his 3rd sack of the afternoon. 3rd and long, it's Ryan. And he's going to go down again. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Here's Sam Martin now as he's on to punt for Indianapolis. And he uncorks a beauty. Best of the day. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And you got to think, if this is anything other than just taking a knee, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, they've got enough to talk about at the half. Why do anything else? Let's get out of there.
Final play of the first half, barring a penalty, as they come up on 1st and 10.
3 down, 3 down. Tiger. Come back. Switch. Check.
The final shot before the break, Watson. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we come to halftime here with the visiting Colts taking the lead to the locker room. As we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Dante Fowler in on the stop.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
It's Mixon on the counter. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Throw right side, caught by Davis. And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the first. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Now Joe Mixon. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Single receiver. Hey, you're on an island over there. Single receiver. Check 4.
Here's Watson now on 2nd down. Throw left side, complete to Ross. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be 3rd down. Now the old pass completion for no gain, not something you want to call up out of the playbook too often.
Yeah, most offensive coordinators don't have that on their play sheet, so they've got to go back and scramble after this one. But Right now, with what they're telling receivers about making sure you take care of the ball in open field, sometimes the fighting for extra yardage doesn't come as a result. That and good tackling can lead to no yards gained. But forget knowing where the first down line was. This defense created their own line of scrimmage. They won every battle up front.
Looking for Crabtree, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Landon Collins. Crabtree the target on that one. Thought they had something going there to break that goose egg here in the second half, but to no avail.
Hope was alive until that interception. What a terrific play, taking the ball away after it looked like they were starting a drive.
And now that shutout still standing. You know that's something those defensive guys hold a lot of pride on, too.
No doubt about it there.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Here's Ryan. Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
So, Brandon, we sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Here's Ryan. And he took the contact as he was throwing it, and the ball drops incomplete.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Now here's Ross. 33 yards is the distance on the punt there. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43.
Richmond.
On the run, it's Mixon. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 10 yards there, good enough for a Jags first down.
Well, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Two jet.
Now a play fake here on first down. Looking deep downfield. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. And he comes back with one complete. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. The Jaguars on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Now it's Watson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Ross. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. And he's going to get this inside the 30. A big pickup of 12 yards on 4th down to keep this drive from stalling. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
Hey. 4 down.
Back to Mixon on 1st down. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. Final minute now of the 3rd quarter.
Tiger. 2 jet.
To throw on 2nd is Watson. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that, and thus far they've been successful.
And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. The Jaguars on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 11.
Mike, 53.
Out of the gun, Watson. And that is incomplete. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
Hey. You got 3. 3 down. Come back. Motion.
They will indeed snap it to Watson. Caught on the right side by Adams. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. The Jags come up empty on 4th down. And the Colts are going to take over with a football. They'll try and get the run game going. This is Henry. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
2nd and 9 now from the 21. Back now in Jacksonville. It's the Colts. They've got control of the football. They also have the lead as we start the 4th.
Let's go.
On 2nd down, here's Henry. And he'll find some space up to about the 25. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. They set up the screen for Henry. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards to pick up there. The Colts have a first down.
Couldn't just sit on it here, could they? Had to throw the ball on third down. Got the big completion in the pickup. Fresh set of downs now. They've got to feel great.
And defensively, a backbreaker. On first down, Ryan throws a quick hitter on the slant. That's complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A very solid gain of 27.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
To throw on second down, Ryan. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. Nothing on the screen that time. Now it's third down. So nothing there on the screen that time.
That means all that great acting they tried on offense went for naught, didn't it? Because you have to try and influence them. Make them think that you're doing something else. Make them think that they can get to the passer by letting them by and then setting up the screen and getting downfield. Didn't happen at all. Give a lot of credit to the defense for not tumbling to that one.
Now it's Ryan. And he finds Stills, complete. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Kenny Stills, his second touchdown on the season. And the Colts add on to their lead. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And that'll make the score 14-0. Martin, the punter, now out to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. On first and 10, Watson. Wide open receiver, complete. Give him 30 yards there. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up first and 10. They go play action here on first down to Mixon on the check down. And he's got this down to the 35. First down, Jacksonville. The passing game looking sharp on this drive for the Jags.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now, they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out. Watson now to throw. Going deep downfield. And this is caught inside the 5. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. A gain of 32 that time. Mixon trying to punch it in. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2.
What a game this defense has played. They're pitching a shutout, so it'd be fun to watch down the stretch to see if their defensive coordinator continues to be as aggressive as he's been all game long.
From the 2 now, second and goal. Here's a run with Mixon, and he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville. A great effort there. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Jaguars are back within a score. Extra point safely through. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
A first down carry for Henry. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get him behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now Ryan on first down. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Jags grab it, and they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line.
Well, partner, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect him.
No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
Down! Green the line! Green the line!
Tighten up, tighten up.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
They'll look to throw. Flushed out right. Now a desperation throw deep. At the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And he'll be taken down, but first he gets deep into Indianapolis territory. It's a big play for the Jaguars. 42 yards. They'll give it to Mixon, and they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score one touchdown,
you want two.
You're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got one, but was denied as he tried to get the second one.
On 2nd and goal, one man stands in the backfield, and that's Mixon.
Two jet! Two jet!
Pick the edge,
They get it to him running left. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. You got to think this is likely 4-down territory anyway, but they'll try to punch it in now on 3rd and goal. Here's Mixon, and he'll take this one down inside the 5 to the 3. And before this 4th and 3 play, we're going to get whistles and a timeout as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal. They'll run with Mixon. He's not going to get in. They stop him at the 1. Mixon unable to find the goal line on 4th down. And that's going to be just about all she wrote for this one. The Colts offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. Only one timeout defensively, so this should just be a simple kneel down.
I agree totally. I looked at my time management chart. It says take a knee, victory formation. They just have one timeout left, and that should be all she wrote.
By the way, it's a good thing you can read that because nobody else can.
Not with my chicken scratch. Not
into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by James Bradbury. And he'll take this down inside the 15-yard line. Stills the intended target. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
Come back, come back. Tiger. Here we go.
One last throw here for Watson. And that is going to be incomplete. Boy, they got the tip they were looking for but couldn't secure it. And this one's over. Well, Charles, exciting to the very end. That's what we just saw in this game. Final play there, had it in the red zone, but anytime you're outside of the 10, that's tough. Trying to draw up a final play to get in, and they couldn't do it.
It certainly is. So what they were looking for was, extra time. Too bad it's not FIFA soccer, right, where you get a little bit of extra and you get a